Malcolm-Jamal Warner was born on August 18, 1970 in Jersey City, New Jersey. Named after civil rights rebel Malcolm X and jazz piano legend Ahmad Jamal, he grew up with a sense of purpose and identity that stretched far beyond his early environment. At age 5, he moved to Los Angeles and began expressing an early passion for performance. Enrolled in acting classes at age 9, Malcolm quickly distinguished himself with a combination of discipline, maturity, and charisma. He attended Hollywood High for a time before relocating to New York to study at the Professional Children's School, balancing serious academics with burgeoning stardom. In 1984, 14-year-old Malcolm-Jamal Warner auditioned for The Cosby Show. As Theo Huxtable, NBC's only round nationwide search attracted thousands of hopefuls. Warner stood out for his wit, sensitivity, and natural charm, securing the role that would shape television history. Over the show's 8 seasons, Theo evolved from a mischievous teen into a thoughtful young man resonating deeply with audiences. Warner earned an Emmy nomination in 1986 for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series, an achievement rare for someone so young. His portrayal helped redefine how Black families and Black youth were represented on network television: intelligent, emotional, and fully alive. While The Cosby Show was his breakthrough, Warner's creative ambitions spanned much more. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, he guest starred on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Touched by an Angel, and performed in major motion films like Drop Zone, 1994, opposite Wesley Snipes. His portrayal of Leroy Cappy in HBO's The Tuskegee Airmen, 1995, displayed a depth of dramatic ability that extended far beyond sitcom boundary lines. From 1996 to 2000, Warner co-starred with Eddie Griffin in Malcolm and Eddie, playing a clever, responsible counterpart to Griffin's carefree character. The series tackled themes of friendship, responsibility, and Black identity with humor and heart. Meanwhile, Warner's directorial interests continued to evolve. While still on The Cosby Show, he directed music videos for notable acts like New Edition, Any Heartbreak, and Special Ed, I'm the Magnificent, as well as episodes for Kenan and Kel, All That, and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. In 1992, he produced and directed Time Out, The Truth About HIV, AIDS, and You, featuring Arsenio Hall and Magic Johnson, a bold and necessary piece that addressed stigma and prevention in the African American community. Warner's artistry extended into music and poetry, two mediums where he found real freedom. In 2003, he released a jazz-funk EP titled The Miles Long Mixtape, followed by Love and Other Social Issues in 2007. Both blends of poetic introspection and musical groove showcased his intellectual side. In 2015, he received a Grammy Award for Best Traditional R&B Performance for his collaboration on Robert Glasper Experiment's Jesus Children, delivering a spoken word tribute to the victims of the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting. The emotional impact was profound evidence that Warner's voice carried empathy as much as it carried art. Between the 2000s and early 2020s, Warner remained consistently present on television. He starred in Jeremiah, voiced a character in The Magic School Bus, appeared in Community as Shirley's ex-husband Andre, complete with a Cosby sweater nod, and tackled adult drama in Major Crimes and American Crime Story. In The Resident to 018 to 023, he played Dr. A.J. the Raptor Austin, a confident surgeon navigating personal trauma, ethics, and medical politics. Warner's performance was praised for its emotional nuance and complexity, and earned reminder of the depth he brought to his roles. In 2022, his spoken word album Hiding in Plain View garnered a Grammy nomination in the newly introduced Best Spoken Word Poetry Album category. Warner's elevation to podcasting came in 2024 when he launched Not All Hood with co-hosts Wusi Baraka and Candace Kellyanne, insightful and candid forum challenging cultural stereotypes and celebrating real Black experiences. His voice on the mic was thoughtful, evocative, and rooted in authenticity. Beyond public life, Warner's personal world was marked by deep connections and quiet grief. One of his most meaningful relationships was with Michelle Thomas, who played Justine Phillips on The Cosby Show. Her passing in 1998 had a profound effect on Warner and his classmates. Later, he had high-profile relationships with Karen Molina White and Regina King before ultimately choosing privacy in his marriage and fatherhood with a daughter whose identity he protected fiercely. Then came the tragic day on July 20, 2025. While swimming in Costa Rica at Playa Cocos, Warner encountered a strong current. Witnesses pulled him from the water, and emergency responders performed CPR for 45 minutes, but he could not be revived. He was just 54 years old. The cause of death was ruled as asphyxia by submersion. The news shocked fans and colleagues worldwide. Tributes flooded in. Bill Cosby compared the loss to a personal tragedy of his own. Morris Chestnut called Warner kind and genuine. Raven-Symoné remembered him as a big brother and a beacon. Karen Molina White reflected on their spiritual bond. And Gary Leroy Gray wrote that Warner's departure created holes, but also showed how infinite something like your spirit can be. Warner's legacy is defined not by one show or era, but by the multiplicity of himself, a child star, comedic actor, dramatic thespian, director, poet, musician, activist, and storyteller. From the humble beginnings in Jersey City and Los Angeles, to redefining representation on network television, to directing, writing poetry, and fostering cultural conversations on his podcast, he embodied artistic versatility and intellectual integrity. Even in his passing, his legacy continues to grow. His work on The Cosby Show remains culturally significant, played in classrooms and referenced in discussions on representation. His poetry and music resonate with new listeners discovering him online. His podcast episodes circulate among displays of Black joy and complexity. Warner's life taught us that visibility matters, that art can heal, and that authenticity never goes out of style. Malcolm-Jamal Warner walked many roads, child icon, award-nominated actor, public health advocate, spoken word artist, podcast host, but at his core, he lived to create. Whether he was guiding Theo through adolescence, critiquing society through verse, or sharing lived experience on Not All Hood, his message was clear: grow, express, connect, and question. A life shaped by meaning, not just fame. The world may grieve his early departure, but his tree of work continues to flourish, deep roots, wide branches, and leaves of memory that will rustle in the hearts of viewers and listeners for generations. That is the power of Malcolm-Jamal Warner, a voice that never ends, a creative spirit that still speaks, and a legacy that lives.